Okay, good morning, everybody. It's Andrew here from I Find a Local, the show that stops the nation, the business show that stops the nation. Today I'm here with Neil Dickinson. Neil, you're an auto broker.
Yes.
Maybe I'd like to start by just you telling us a little bit about your past, where you came from, how you got to where you're at right now today.
Okay, well, started in the motor industry, first of all working with used cars in a multi-franchise in Brisbane. I spent a total of 7 years there. Did new cars, used cars, did fleet and light trucks. After that, moved across to brokerage and worked under contract for RACQ for 2 years. In that job, it was very successful. It was, in actual fact, too successful. Basically came to an end there, but the members really appreciated it. After that, I started North Coast Auto Brokers, my own business, and that would have been in '98, and have been running that on the coast ever since. Most of my business now is predominantly new cars, but blended with an awful lot of used cars. I do across the field as far as I look after motorhomes, caravans, motorbikes. I do an awful lot of valuations, liquidations for estates, work with barristers and solicitors for business acquisitions, business disposals, and luxury vehicles sourced interstate.
So how long have you been in the business of selling cars?
It would have to be somewhere approaching, 30 years. It's always more. It's always more than you think.
So you're a Kiwi, another bloody Kiwi. So am I. But anyway, so when did you come to Australia? Maybe let's tell us a little about your time in New Zealand.
Okay, born in Balclutha in the South Island, and raised in Christchurch. First working experience was for the family business, which was confectionery. So back then, you'd call me a confectioner by trade. We did everything from hard-boiled lollies through to chocolates and robing, about 3 retail shops. And at about the age of, I think I was 18, the family migrated across to Australia and continued with confectionery for a few years with manufacturing here.
Here in Brisbane or here in Queensland?
In Brisbane. Once I wanted to leave the business at that stage and do something different. I went and worked at the Golden Circle Cannery. I did 2 years there, reaching the position of superintendent, running the Tetra division. After that, I decided I just wanted a job that was outdoors instead of being indoors. Oh, yeah. So the job I opted for at that stage was selling used cars, which gave me...
Once again in Brisbane?
Yeah, in Brisbane. Again, mostly outdoors. You have an office inside, but it was outdoors and I loved it. Really enjoyed it a lot because from there, that's all I've been doing ever since.
Cool. So, family-wise, you're obviously married and got kids, and
got to be married with when you work, you have to work. Yes, my wife Leanne. We've been married for the last. I'm supposed to know that, don't I? We've been married for about the last 4 years. 5 years. We put together 2 families. She came to the union with 3 of her children, a daughter and 2 sons, and I had my son and daughter as well. So we had 5 together in the house for a few years. They're all grown up and gone. Jeffrey, the youngest one, has just finished uni this year. So, so we're scaling back the houses now.
Awesome. So tell me, many years ago, the car salesman, if you like, had a terrible name, didn't they?
And they deserved it too.
Yeah.
Before legislation caught up on them, both car salesmen and real estate agents enjoyed a horrible reputation, mostly because anybody could get a job doing it, whether you were good at it or bad, and you weren't held accountable. When I got into the industry, I was very fortunate that my first job was with one of the most reputable operators, family business. He's still in operation now, and his family now are in the business, and it's expanded. So I was very fortunate that the person that trained me and I learned from was a scrupulously honest operator, so I've only ever known it to be one way, but certainly well aware of the very poor operators. But today, with the current legislation in place, you are held absolutely accountable. I'm licensed. I can be fined. I can be thrown in prison. So the market has cleaned up an awful lot. But what you do find, though, is the biggest issues and problems now isn't with the dealers misbehaving or misrepresentation. It's the private sector, where as a private person you can sell anything, say anything, do anything, and it's very hard to be held accountable.
Yeah, sure. Look, I mean, in this day and age, I've not had more recently, I've not had a bad experience with car salespeople. They seem to be full of integrity, which is awesome for the most part. I guess there's always good and bad everywhere, but certainly the way they used to be tainted, that's changed, hasn't it, a lot?
Yeah, it's changed an awful lot. The quality of the product has changed an awful lot. So when you're going to go buy, say, a new car, you have 3 or 7 years warranty. You have government legislation that protects you on everything you do, on what you pay, the taxes, the registration, the setup, the procedure. Selling new cars is a multi-billion-dollar business, and these companies can't afford to have many unhappy clients. The manufacturers are in the same situation. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. They only survive if they can sell their units, and it's self-disciplining. As far as the used cars go, you still have a few cowboys out there in small car yards that just don't have a problem selling cars that are substandard, barely street legal as far as getting a proper safety certificate. They don't have a problem selling a good car right beside a very bad car. It's still buyer beware.
Sure. But even those guys, they're few and far between these days, yeah?
They are, but again, the person selling you a car isn't going to own it. You will. So they don't care whether you have repairs or it's good on fuel or not. The buyer of the car is still largely taking all their advice from the person selling it to them. Well, that person, whether they're selling a new or used car, only has one motivation, is to make as much profit on you as possible. That's what their job is. They don't care whether it's a good car or bad car. It's immaterials whether it's good economy or not. They'll just tell you what you want to hear to give you the encouragement to purchase it. The work that I do as an agent for the actual buyer is, one, making sure you're not paying more than you have to pay for the vehicle, that the quality of the vehicle is the highest quality that we can find for your budget, oversee the paperwork. If you have a trade, it's making sure you're getting as much for your trade as is possible. The work that I do ensures that these things happen. It's commonplace for you, when you're trading a vehicle, to not be happy with the trade figure. There's a good reason for that. The dealer's trying to make money there as well. The other complaint is the accessories are expensive. No surprise, he's trying to make money there. My job is I cut profit out of it.
You work on a fixed price, don't you? Is that right?
Yeah, so I work on a brokerage fee for the new and used vehicles. So I don't get paid unless there's a transaction. So if you don't purchase a vehicle, I don't get paid. The dealer, I invoice the dealer in the trading month after you take possession of the vehicle, and that way I'm free to represent my client and negotiate the best possible deal in the safest possible way.
So by coming to you to purchase a vehicle, there's no limitations in the types of cars or vehicles that I can buy? You pretty well sort of handle all makes and models? Absolutely,
everything. I have and still do purchase vehicles, particularly prestige vehicles, out of other states, whether it be new or used. Recently I had a situation where a client wanted a new car from a manufacturer. He was told that there are none in Queensland. There's none left. You won't get a red so-and-so car. And he came to me and said, I'll have to settle for something else. I found one in Sydney.
Right.
And we simply purchased it and trucked it up. The client got what the client wanted, even after the client was told you can't get it. So my job is having the experience and to do a far better job for the client. Sure. I work for the client.
Sure. So pros and cons of buying a new car versus a second-hand car. Let's say a car that's, say, up to 3 years old.
The benefit of buying a new car is that you're guaranteed what your running costs are going to be for those 3 years. You know it's one registration, you know it's one insurance bill, and it's possibly one or possibly two services. And because the vehicle is starting with 0 kilometres, there's no components that are going to wear out or break, because if they do, it's warranty. So all your expenses are going to be on as a minimal service as oil filters, air filters, and some fluids change when it gets to more 2 and 3 year old. So that's very predictable. So if you're on a tight budget and you're financing it, you can sit down and work out exactly what it will cost you to own that car for the next 3 years. Mm-hmm. If you're buying a 3-year-old vehicle, that's dictated by the budget you're spending. You can still work out some costs, but you've got to cater for the fact that if there was a major failure on a gearbox or transfer case, it could cost thousands and thousands of dollars. And there is no warranty to pick it up, unless it's a vehicle still under new car warranty.
Well, a lot of vehicles sort of a 5-year warranty, aren't they these days? Or not?
No. All the major brands are still 3 years, 100,000 Ks. Hyundai, Mitsubishi, 5 years, and Kia are out there with the 7 years. So it really is still taking that into account when you purchase a vehicle as to what you want.
So do you recommend, if you're buying a second-hand car, that you do an extended warranty?
Not necessarily. I generally consult with my clients on whether spending that extra money is actually going to get them what they want. There is no warranty that covers you for components that wear out. And on a used car, components wear out. So all warranties, whether they be a new car or used car, only cover a failure. And that is a part that breaks. And everyone looks at it and goes, gee, they shouldn't have done that. That's not the part wearing out. Batteries, brake pads, they wear out. But if you have a component that just fails, breaks in 2 pieces, or it shatters, that's a warranty claim. So it's explaining this to clients so that they know what they're getting and the benefits. If you're financing a vehicle and you don't want a major $2,000 or $3,000 bill, quite often then a warranty is worth looking at, and people take that up for that reason as a sort of like an insurance. It's not insurance, but it works sort of like insurance.
That. So one other thing I'd like to clear up is, so I go and buy a new car, doesn't matter what type of it is, and I take it to, I mean, am I obligated to take it back to let's say it was a Ford, am I obligated to take it back to Ford to get it serviced?
You're not obligated to take it back to the dealer that you purchased it from, but it is Ford, the national company in Australia, that warranty the vehicle, not the actual dealer. So the dealers are just agents.
Absolutely, but I guess what I'm asking here is, can I take it to Fred's Mechanical to get it serviced? Does that jeopardise the warranty?
You certainly can take it to your mechanic of choice. It won't infringe on the warranty. But the mechanic must do a scheduled service as per the instructions in the book. It would be I would advise strongly that he use genuine parts, particularly while it's under new car warranty. That avoids the manufacturer saying as a result of the failure it's because you put a substandard non-genuine part in the vehicle. For the small difference in cost for those first 3 or 4 years, you definitely use genuine parts. Ask your mechanic to use genuine parts. Use the recommended oils, use the recommended filters, and if there is a warranty claim, although your mechanic has been doing all the servicing, you just take it straight back to that manufacturer and they will do the warranty claim.
Awesome. So, folks, if you're looking for a car, I can absolutely recommend contacting Neil. Neil and I are both in a business networking group together, so we get to know each other, and Neil's a good guy. Best way to connect with you?
Best way is simply give me a call.
Give me a call. You got a Facebook page or a website?
I have, but it'll just refer you back to the phone. My mobile is me. Wherever I am, my phone is with me. You can call me on weekends, evenings. Everybody works and not necessarily can phone in the right time.
So what's your number?
0411 380 743.
Cool. So have you got a Facebook page at all? And
have got a Facebook page.
Do you know what it's called?
I think it's North Coast Auto Brokers.
Oh, it would make sense. Okay, so you've got Neil's contact details. So if you are looking for a car, well, like I said, I can recommend Neil. Thanks heaps for watching. If you like this video, please like, share, and comment. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great day.